Yeah, good morning, and of course, welcome. This is the start most of our audience waits for every morning, and we did hear that some of you get your watches by it.
Yeah, they actually said their watches by it. Yeah, it's exactly 7 o'clock, and thank you very much. Well, yeah, just. In any case, if indeed you do, then you've just chosen the right way to help put that special spring in your step, and indeed you set the time. Well, you can't be wrong if you do. Welcome. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
5 times a week. Okay, that's 10. 5 times a week. We set out to wake families up in the most informative, educative, sometimes hilarious ways. We have succeeded in doing this for over 4 years running now. And trust me, we are going strong for a 5th one. Yeah.
Okay.
2017,
yeah.
So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 5 years.
As a matter of fact, we should be counting down to that 5th anniversary very soon. And you guys will be let know about our little plans as we go. So you just stick right there.
Indeed. And speaking about celebrations, we have one other host who would like to celebrate.
When he finds fuel.
I was going to say that. That was actually
We will be talking about the fuel situation on the show here today. We're hoping that you guys have actually gotten some, and please don't panic by it. It's okay. I'm sure that there will be fuel available for everybody in just about a bit. My name is Mazino Appeal, and of course she's homegrown. You can kiss her in your backyard. She is
Mary Bashua Ali.
Yay!
I feel like doing a little dance, you know.
So guys,
music style.
Stay with us because we've ensured that you enjoy this experience, and hey, that is our job here on Wake Up Nigeria, isn't it?
Absolutely. Now remember, you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yeah, download the app, please. Android, iOS. Hey, it's all one big family. It's that easy. And follow us on our social media platforms. It's at TVC Connect on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and what's the other one? Yeah, you know the one.
All the social media.
All.
Yeah. Okay, without further ado, let's tell you what we have planned for today. We begin with our health segment, and we'll be discussing cataracts with Dr. Opare Collins, an alumnus of the University of Benin. We can't wait to have that conversation.
And then right after that, Sugar de Perret joins us for a conversation. Now, she is a young and dynamic art of living yoga and meditation teacher from India. In the last 14 years, she's traveled across the world teaching yoga, breathing techniques, and also scientifically proven methods to detox the mind. I really want to have this session with her.
For musical performance, Benjamin Moses will be joining us with a spirit-filled performance. Can't wait for that one.
And then finally on the show, joining us on the couch is award-winning film director who has directed 5 films that have made their way to festivals around several parts of the world and TV stations. Olabode Izzy will be joining us in a bit.
You should have heard Mazino as a pretendant.
What? What?
Yeah, an opera pretendant.
Pretendant?
Oh, sorry. I mean, how do I put it? Pretendant. Okay, the best way to put it is someone acting out. Yeah, pretendant is like acting.
I guess that's my entire life then. It's all a theater of the mind. In any case, welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. It's always so fantastic to have you on the couch. And when we're alone, Mary, when we're alone, it's always very interesting. Conversation is what I mean. Nothing else. Now, something crossed my mind. Actually, I saw this on social media yesterday. It was a prank where this guy got his girlfriend to call her male best friend and tell him that she's just broken up with her and that she wants to come over.
She's just broken up with a boyfriend.
With a boyfriend and wants to come over to her male best friend's place.
Oh, God.
And it seems so easy for that line that demarcates friendship to just blur out. And then it's like the guy just stepped into being a potential suitor. So I was wondering, do you guys, ladies in this case, have this notion that guys are only on the, fringes waiting for such an opportunity?
Okay, so I think both of us should have this conversation from both sides.
Okay.
For most ladies, and I'm talking, let me say for myself, what I look at is there are so many male friends, because I grew up having many male friends.
Yeah.
Now, indeed, the line can be very thin. Very thin. But you need to know when to actually thicken it up by drawing it deeper. There's always that likelihood that because you're very close, you guys know each other's secrets, you guys you know, sometimes as a female, you don't even look at the man that way. But the man has already married you with 5 children.
So,
you don't even know it.
So you see, that's stereotyping. You've just stereotyped guys generally thinking that guys are just...
No, I said, sometimes, okay, let me put it this way, sometimes. But then it's so easy to cross that line because you are best friends.
It's easier then, but it's not a function or a factor that has to do with just the guys alone.
Okay, but what is it for you guys?
I think, well, yeah, like I'm explaining, I think it's a mutual thing. I think it's easier when you're friends to actually blur that line. But it's not that the factor lies with the male party.
For me, it depends on how precious the friendship is. Because there are some friendships that
you don't want to ruin.
Better not to ruin it by crossing the line. Because when you do, there's no getting it back. And getting those kind of friendships, very difficult.
Yeah, one in a million.
So it's not worth it.
It's all good in any case. We have a very broad line between us. Let's let everybody know.
Let's keep it like this.
It's a very broad.
As you know,
our line is broad. So we don't play here.
Time for the news updates on Wake Up Nigeria this morning. I am Mary Bashua Alimi. Now we begin with the Federal High Court's judgment in Abuja, which has restrained the Independent National Electoral Commission from ending voter registration on June 30, 2022. Justice Mobolaji Olajuwon granted an order of interim injunction following the hearing of an argument on motion exported by Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project. Serap and 185 other concerned Nigerians had earlier filed a lawsuit against INEC asking the court to declare unconstitutional, illegal and incompatible with international standards the failure of the electoral body to extend the deadline for voter registration to allow eligible Nigerians to exercise their rights. In the suit, Serap asked the courts for an order restraining INEC, its agents, private assigns or any other persons claiming through it from discontinuing the continuous voters registration exercise from the 30th June 2022 or any other date pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice. The suit is adjourned to June 29, 2022 for the hearing of the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction. To Ekiti State now, where the Ekiti State Governor-elect Biodun Oyebanji has met with President Muhammadu Buhari for the first time since his victory at the poll. Biodun Oyebanji said his victory was a result of hard work by the APC-led administration, coupled with his campaigns backed by a more reasonable manifesto to the people of the state. The governor-elect was presented to President Muhammadu Buhari by the national chairman of the APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and accompanied by Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi, chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum, Atiku Bagudu, Jigawa State Governor Muhammad Badaru, and Minister of Trade and Investment Otumba Adeniyi Adebayo. The Kebbi State Governor, who was also the chairman campaign council for the Ekiti governorship election, said President Buhari was impressed with the party's performance at the polls.
We are here essentially to present to His Excellency the President, Muhammadu Buhari GCFR, the newest member of the governor's family, the governor-elect of Ekiti State, whose election you all witnessed just last Saturday, some 48 hours ago.
The last time I was here, I said that if performance will be an indicator for electoral success, that we have nothing to fear. So as far as we are concerned in APC, we did not involve in vote buying, but we've done so well, and we have a manifesto that pleases our people.
Mr. President was very impressed and was very happy with the leadership, with the performance of the party under the leadership of Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and he congratulated him.
For this hour on Wake Up Nigeria, there's so much more. Just stay with us.
And you're welcome. It's time now for the headlines. Let's let you know what you'll be finding when you wake up this morning and grab a paper. We're starting this morning from the Punch newspaper. Presidential poll. Big headline here. Interim running mates risky. Ex-INEC chiefs warn APC LP. Placeholder party's invention It has no place in Constitution, says Sands in INEC. Nobody gave me any condition, but I'll step down for new running mate, says Masari, and presidential candidates may lose tickets over unqualified deputies, say state lawyers. At the bottom of the page here, and the photo story, cars queued at fueling stations. Scarcity hits Lagos. Abuja fuel sells at 189 per litre as NNPC cuts supplies. Bus driver kills, dumps colleague's corpse at Lagos Park, and shooting, police silent as traumatized woman slams burner boy club. That on page 5 and 4. We'll be talking about that much later today. Sexual misconduct, OAU, Uni Abuja dismiss 4 professors, 14 others. And some more at the bottom of the page. Osinachi's mother in court seeks justice for daughter. Let's move on now to our next daily for this morning. And of course, that is the Daily Trust. Front and center for the Daily Trust this morning. Law in ministries as Buhari yet to replace Amechi Onu others. And after defeat at primaries, ex-ministers lobby to return. Rivers, Ondo, Imo, 3 others not represented in cabinet. President unreasonably slow, dons and presidency mom. At the top for the Daily Trust, mass exodus looms as Urubebe. Afebwa dump PDP, bandits attack intending pilgrims in Sokoto. And at the bottom of the page, passengers groan over skeletal operations of Kaduna Airport. Moving on now to our next daily for a Tuesday morning is the Nation newspaper. And we start with this headline here, federal government to liberalize diesel. Aviation fuel importation, says Sylvia, and petrol marketers increase pump price amid scarcity. Motorists queue for products in Lagos, Ado-Ekiti, Abuja, and others. And as you can see there, once again, a photo story showing same. At the top of the page, 50 Kaduna train captives sick, dying, and attack on churches. Bandits seek 100 million naira ransom. Finally, Lawan contested senatorial primary, says APC chair, and inducement, Oyetola seeks probe of Adeleke. That will be all that we can take for the papers this morning. Do stay tuned. We've got fitness up next and more inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
Mazino is the worst.
Am I?
If Mazino is your friend, and he's supposed to be in his mind is decent now.
I'm a very decent person.
I wonder how he was when he was.
Bro, you know.
You are the worst.
I'm very reserved now. I'm grown. I'm married.
Why did you bring marriage into it?
Because it shows that you're responsible.
Wait, that thing always blows my mind. How people call. Do you know that Mike can be more responsible than you? And if you know what Mike has to do for himself.
It's impossible.
No. Mazino is the worst.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's camouflage. I did that fake.
Don't follow. Mazino might seem like,
what happens behind the
it's just
cameras,
like one man.
stay behind the cameras.
Francis Azubike.
We'll talk about that one
We'll
after.
talk about
Maybe someday we'll talk about shenanigans behind. But some people prefer to do their shenanigans in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And this was yesterday. I think this was absolutely. We never almost. We've spoken about Portable, or like say, for instance, Bobrisky, which we don't want to talk about.
Yeah, we never
Portable.
Yeah.
You know, because he's quite an enigma. You know, he's successful to some extent. But a video popped up yesterday of him harassing, with the aid of some other boys around, harassing someone.
Yeah.
And it was said that this person gave him an unsolicited advice.
Give his wife an unsolicited advice for him.
For him. And he got some boys around and said, hey, come on, let's ruffle this guy up, let's beat this guy up. And okay, so let me not say how you had it on tape, because it seems like if you do wrong and it's not on tape, then it's okay. But you went to ruffle up someone, and now, rightly so, he has been invited. I feel like he shouldn't have been invited. He should have been picked up.
He should have been just picked up and arrested.
But
all the manhandling.
State, right? This was a good state. This was not Lagos. And so the PRO of policing, Ogun State, sent an invitation for him, and maybe they've given him a time frame. And if he doesn't come on, they go pick him up. Well, when is these guys? What's up with them?
Well, the exodus of celebrities recently, especially coming from off of last week when we had the instance of Burna Boy at the club.
Before you even talk about Burna Boy, the reality is, we all have guardian angels. I actually feel like Portable's guardian angel, that guy has been working overtime for a year now.
You know what that guardian angel is?
Be so fortunate.
Do you know what that guardian angel is?
Just be frustrating the guardian angel.
I'll tell you something about Portable, the instance of Portable. The fact is that he is celebrated. Whether he's not celebrated by you, there is a a group of people who celebrate this guy, and you give power to that person. And they believe that they are beyond any law. In this case, the guy doesn't even know what law is. I mean, judging from his background, coming from, you know, the kind of activities he was involved in from before. And this has empowered him to make it seem like as if he can do no wrong, and he's got a group of people with him, he can do whatever, and he can be unaccounted for whatever he's done.
You were talking about Burna Boy?
No, I'm talking about, okay, now let me go back to Burna Boy, which is the same instance here, only this time this is a very different group of, you know, a background. Burna Boy's instance is the same thing, however, when you have been celebrated to the extent that you are a god, and I can do whatever. His case is also in the police purview. They're inviting him as well, but he's not in the country. But at the end of the day, I do believe that most people in this group who are celebrated get away with so much.
So let me just say this on a lighter note. Olamide grew up in the streets, right? But you see him try to align with the streets, yes, in quotes. But at the same, even Wizkid also grew up in the streets. But you see them try to align with the streets, but at the same time, not talk about the violence as much as the whole enjoyment part.
The violence, yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But you see somebody who grew up as, in quote, a boti, wanting to talk about the violence on the streets, like he experienced it firsthand. The reality is this, it's so easy to talk about how I'm a rich person, I'm a celebrity, so you go with entourage and all. But you know, I actually found out recently that almost every of these big celebrities constitute a nuisance in clubs.
Yeah.
1, 2, almost all of them, they move around with an entourage of at least 10 people.
Yeah, true.
Least.
Not counting
3,
the police.
Almost all of them have drugs in their entourage.
Ooh, yeah.
4,
talk about that.
Almost all of them have ammunition.
It's your opinion, by the way, about the drugs.
It is not even a case
it's
of...
your opinion.
Okay, I'll just take it as my opinion. They also have guns and weapons. Guns and weapons. And I find it strange that these same people will pose with, you know, law enforcement agents in these places who are excited to, you know, be identified with them. And these guys are aware that these guys possess these things.
And do nothing
And
about
do nothing.
Well,
so it's almost like you are invisible the moment you reach a particular status in society.
Invincible, actually.
This is what I would say, yeah. One person or a few people should be made a scapegoat. And not just because of, for the idea of making a scapegoat, but the law should come into effect. That is what should happen. You cannot expect them to curtail their excesses by themselves.
Exactly.
That is what the law is there for. Get the law, you bring the gavel down on somebody, somebody assaults somebody, let somebody serve some jail time, let someone do some community service, let someone pay a fine, and something quite serious, don't just treat it with kids'
I want
gloves.
to take us back to the time when it was the pandemic and we're expected to be at home, and a few celebrities were actually made example of.
Yes.
I want to tell you that that had more effect on the general population than anything else.
Yeah.
So it deterred people from even going out.
Yeah.
In this case, I think when it comes to entertainers and, you know, the what they get up to in clubs and all of that, it's just, it's an unwritten, they've accepted it that it's supposed to be that unruly. I like the fact that you use
entertainers because it's not just musicians. Actors do the same.
Oh, no, definitely.
You know,
how actors get people and go to school and beat up their teachers. I'm going to say that.
Okay.
So I think we're all agreed on the fact that for this one, the law has to take its course.
It has to, and that we should actually monitor it. We should actually always say, okay, what's happening with this Burna Boy instance? What's happening with this Portable instance? Let's follow it through. Someone needs to... What?
Go ahead.
Someone needs to be held accountable. No, these people need to be held accountable and use the samples, like you said, scapegoats. And we need to take sample from that.
I can almost see a video of Mike and Mazzino just at the gate of the office. And Portable is there with his 20 guys. Shara Ele! Woni! Lori television!
I'll be like, now, let's not resort to violence.
Mary has come. But let's hear your thoughts. What do you think should happen? We all agree that the law should take its course. Activists Connect is the hashtag of Nigeria. We'll see you after this time out. Welcome back. We have Dr. Okpare Collins on our health segment. Last week we had quite an interesting discussion with him. As you imagine, we were talking about glaucoma. Well, this week it's cataract. Now, Dr. Okpare is an alumnus of the University of Benin, a clinical research optometrist with an extensive scope of work that are seen in practice across geographical zones. It is great to have you,
My
Doctor.
pleasure. It's
You're
nice
welcome.
being here.
It was quite an enlightening and incisive discussion last week. We spoke about glaucoma, but this time we're talking about cataracts, right? Before we go on, are there any similarities or differences when you're talking about glaucoma and cataract?
Okay, yes. Let's start with similarities. Yes, there are similarities. Not very good similarities, but there are similarities in the sense that both glaucoma and cataract will eventually result in blindness. So that's the similarities, or that's where the similarities actually end. But then, if we talk about the differences, I think the difference between them, the basic difference between them, is the fact that one of them is the leading cause of reversible blindness.
Reversible
Yes.
blindness. That means that you can
Yes,
get
while
back
the
your
other
sight.
is the leading cause of irreversible blindness.
Which of them is?
So cataract is actually it's actually the cause of reversible blindness,
Reversible.
whereas from glaucoma, blindness is usually irreversible.
All right, so
That's
we're
the
focusing on
difference.
cataract today. It is reversible. How does it, what causes, what are the causes of cataract?
I think first, before we talk about the causes of cataract, it would be nice to actually try to give a definition for what cataract is. So cataract is actually an opacification of the lens. So every human eye, of course, has the crystalline lens through which we see, through which, images and projections are. The whole process of vision actually passes through the lens in the eyes. All right, so this is where cataract actually affects that opacity of the medium. The opacity of that crystalline lens is actually what cataract is. And then if we have to talk about the causes of cataract, there are numerous causes of cataract, but I think for the sake of time, we'll just narrow it down to what we can take. And chief amongst these is actually age, which is actually a factor when we talk about cataracts. Primarily age, is one of the risk factors for developing cataract. However, it is not just limited to older people alone. We have juvenile onsets of cataracts, we have congenital cases of cataract, and all that. But by and large, age is actually a factor when we're talking about cataract. And then there is also the issue of injuries as well. So injuries to the eyes, of course, can also result in cataract. Not just the eye in itself. I think even injuries to the head, anything that just upsets the normal balance, any traumatic impact on the head and eye can actually initiate a cataract process in the eyes. And then even from surgical procedures as well. So there is also this secondary complication of cataract developing post-surgery. For other eye surgeries, cataract can actually come into play. And then the issue of prolonged use of corticosteroids. Corticosteroids are actually medications. So prolonged use of these corticosteroids can actually...
for what? What did they use? What are
For
they
the eyes, actually.
Okay.
Systemic general medications, but then we're just narrowing it down to corticosteroids in ophthalmic solutions.
Okay.
So corticosteroids for in eye drop formats or eye drop formulations. Yeah, so this is why we actually talk about, or we counsel against we
Exactly. In all forms.
counsel against self-medication. Actually, we can't over-preach this enough. So if you have to rush over to the chemist to just get an eye drop, and then it contains corticosteroids, and then you have to use this over a long period of time, there is the side effect. The unintentional consequence could actually be cataracts forming in your eyes.
Wow.
Right? So besides that, another cause is actually diabetes as well.
Okay.
Yeah, which is actually another systemic condition. But more often than not, patients who have diabetes usually come down with cataract as well. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about prevention, but let's see how we can rush this. Prevention and curative, because you said cataract is reversible.
Yes.
Okay, so can we do as fast as possible prevention and curative measures for cataract? Preventive and curative.
Preventive, it's actually going to be hard to talk about preventive because, like I said, it's actually one of the aging changes of the eyes.
Okay, of the
so
eyes.
it's like looking for a way to prevent gray hair.
It's possible. It depends. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's more like that. I don't know if we have time, so we'll just quickly rush through some of these symptoms so that people are aware of some of these things.
All right.
So if we're talking about some of these symptoms, for cataract, there's usually no pain, there's usually no itching, there is no nothing. It's just that gradual reduction in visual acuity of the person. So
Wow.
how far you can see gradually narrows down, you know, and all of that. And then there may be increased sensitivity to light as well. That photophobia, starts seeing halos and glares around light.
Around
yeah,
lights.
and then probably color sensitivity. I talked about color
Sometimes the light
sensitivity.
is too bright. So when I look at some light and I start seeing hello, I should not just...
No,
This
it
one-
doesn't.
No, okay, look at this one. Are you seeing any... look at
No,
this one.
come on now. There might just
This
be
is very
mild.
bright.
This is actually very bright,
Okay.
so it's understandable.
It's understandable.
if you actually get
Good.
that.
We are okay. All right, but so yeah, what are we're talking about symptoms, right? Any other few ones you want to mention?
There are actually a handful, but I think before we leave, do we have time?
Okay, let's do
wrap up?
curative. We have a very short time. How can it be reversed?
Surgery, actually. Surgery, yeah. So
Wow.
after surgery, the whole thing gets back to normal. But hey, the good thing about it is that your vision gets back to normal after surgery, and there's actually nothing wrong with having cataract. So, and then please let me just point this out very quickly before we leave.
All right, go ahead.
Can I go in vernacular?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Because I think the target audience here would actually be those who I'd actually like to talk to in vernacular. All right, so for our people in the house, right, this is actually for you. If you actually notice, say, your wife born Pekin, I'm saying this because of experience.
Yes.
If you notice your wife actually born Pekin, the eye actually, they look white, or the Pekin, no, they see clearly. Please, I beg you, I am saying this from experience. It is not a product of adultery. It's not that she slept with another man. That's why I have seen this. I have practiced in some really rural areas where this actually comes to play. So please, it don't mean say she sleep with anybody, all right? And then also probably a next door neighbor that you see is actually having this whitish coloration in the eye, you know, and then goes blind. Please, it is not the gods punishing him or her for what she did wrong. Yeah, it is not the god. It is just cataract. After surgery, everything gets back to normal.
Wonderful, wonderful. Doctor, it's always a pleasure. Last week was a pleasure. This week is always a pleasure.
It's been here.
And I would want to say one thing I'll pick up on what you say is this, and this is something that can use across medicine as a whole. Do not self-medicate.
Do not self-medicate.
In cases like this, look for an expert
We
opinion.
can't preach it enough.
Thank you so much,
My
Doctor.
pleasure.
All right, let's head over to the kitchen. Chef Dida, it's all about baking. I hope you're baking something today.
Thank you very much. And this morning, we've got Chef Dida in the studio.
Good morning.
She just makes me think of that song, you know, my heart goes la da da dee da. Great to have you in the studio with us
Thank
this
you very
morning.
much. Yes.
Okay, so what are we having for breakfast?
So we're having cream puff this morning.
Cream puff sounds
Yeah.
yummy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we making use of?
So we are using our flour,
Okay.
butter, salt, sugar, and egg.
Flour,
puff,
butter,
yes.
salt, sugar, eggs.
Yes, for the puff.
Okay.
So after this, then we'll go to the cream
To the cream.
for the filling, yes.
Okay, okay. So you make it look so simple and easy. So let's get started. What's the first thing we do?
So we're adding
To
our
melt the
butter,
butter.
to our
Okay.
water to melt.
Okay.
So it's like we are going to cook our flour
Oh,
a bit.
cook
yes.
the flour.
Yeah.
Is it to give that fluff?
Yes, that's
Oh,
crispy and
okay,
at the end of it. Yeah.
okay, okay. This seems like a very easy recipe. And if you don't even want to do the puff thing, it might just be a great replacement for bread, you know, dip it in stew. Just making me remember there's this stuff in Ekiti they call, is it cocoa or something? But let's take a look at the ingredients, okay? So you can scribble down whatever you may have missed while Chef Dida was talking about it. Cream puffs for breakfast, right there on your screen. Write it down, everything you need. Okay, so butter almost all melted,
Yeah.
it does seem. Yeah, so when the butter is melted, we put in the flour, right?
Yeah, we'll put
so
in
this
flour.
is a cup of flour or half cup?
Approximately half cup of flour.
Half cup of
Yeah.
flour. Okay, so that goes in.
Yes, next, after I'm done melting the butter.
Okay, so but how many people will this serve?
This, you know, it's like a mini ball.
Yeah.
So this will go for about 14 pieces.
14 pieces?
Yes, this
Oh, wow.
one, yes.
Okay, okay.
So at the end of the day, you see how it look.
So it depends on how much you consume. For some of us, we can consume 28 pieces at a sitting. So if you are the kind of person that will take just 7 pieces, well, this should be able to feed 2 people. But if you are the type that will consume 56 pieces,
And just double the
you
recipe.
can just triple it so that
Wow.
it can be enough. Yes, now 56 pieces. So
Yes,
it will be
sure.
enough. Okay?
So we're adding our flour now. Just stir.
Okay.
So you bring off the heat and put back.
Okay,
Just
so you have
at
to take it
interval.
off.
Yeah, at interval.
Okay.
So
Well, why can't you just melt the butter without water?
this recipe calls for
Water
butter in the water.
Okay.
So we have to.
So
do
I
it
like
that
the
way.
sound of that. Butter in the water for the cream puffs. Ha! I'll start doing music soon. Okay.
Yeah. So after this, we'll bring it out and allow it to cook for about 5 minutes.
This one that is looking like yellow gari. I don't understand.
Very nice.
It's very nice.
Very-
You've not even put salt. Are you putting salt and sugar now?
Yeah, I've added my salt and
Oh,
sugar.
you have?
Sorry, yeah.
With the flour, ba?
Yeah, I
Okay.
added it before adding the flour.
Before adding the flour,
Yeah.
okay. After melting the butter.
The butter, I added my flour, my
Okay.
sugar, and salt.
Imagine someone coming into the kitchen and seeing this, then they go to warm the soup. Oh my God, what a movie that would be. By the time you realize it's not Gary, I can imagine what it would taste like.
Yeah. This doesn't really have a lot of sugar.
Okay.
Because the half teaspoon of sugar I added is actually optional.
Okay.
Yeah, because the cream
It's
itself
going to be
is
very sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the cream made of?
We have milk,
Okay.
cornstarch,
Okay.
egg yolk.
Okay.
Then for stability, I'll add a little bit of whipped cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the next thing we are going to show.
Yes,
so this is
after
just
this one.
us showing you how the
Puffs,
puffs are
yeah.
made. Okay. Then we'll show you how the cream will be made later.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Is this about it for the puffs?
Yeah, done.
Okay. So how do you cut it?
I'm not cutting. I'll have to.
You're
add
just
my-
going to be-
Yeah. I'll pipe it out.
Okay.
into
You're
a
piping
baking
it out.
sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
After adding my egg to
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit light by the time I'm done with it.
Okay, okay. Looks yummy already. I can't wait to get started with eating it. Chef Dida is still here, and we're making breakfast, which of course is cream puffs. Okay, so the puffs, is it puff
Pastry.
batter? Puff batter is ready. So we're just going to prepare it.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah, it's going into the air
Yeah.
fryer, but not immediately.
Going to allow
We
it
need to,
sit,
yes.
Then make our cream.
Yes, we're going to make our cream now. Yeah, so we're ready to do just that. So here we go. Okay. So the cream is...
We have 4.
Yeah.
So
4
I'm going to be
egg
doubling
yolks.
the recipe on the
Okay. Okay.
TV screen. So we
Okay.
have 4 egg yolks,
Okay.
2 tablespoons of sugar,
Okay.
and 1.5 tablespoon of
Corn flour.
cornstarch. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This one it's a very easy recipe. That's why I
Very easy.
like it for. It's something you can make for children as well, or yeah, for dessert at home. Or, you know, maybe comfort food sometimes. Yeah. And it looks quite easy to make, very fast too,
Very fast.
except the frying process. Now, can I fry this instead of using the air fryer?
Yeah. By the time you fry this,
Yes.
it's not cream puff anymore.
It will be buns puff.
churros.
It will be
That's what-
churros.
Yes, that's what.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if you've been, what is this actually?
Vanilla essence.
That's the vanilla
Yeah,
essence.
that's the vanilla.
So
About half a teaspoon. Of
half a
vanilla.
teaspoon of vanilla essence. She's the professional, so she knows exactly how to measure with, you know, visuals. But we that we are still learning work, half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. Okay, so
So I'm
the
going
milk
to
goes in.
gradually add my milk.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
the cream going in.
Yes.
Also, it's stage by stage.
Yeah. Then I'll pour this into my pot
Okay.
and allow to thicken up. So
Okay.
the cornstarch in it is actually the thickening.
Agent.
Yeah. This
Okay.
recipe.
Okay, okay. So it will not be as watery, so to speak, as
Yeah.
it is right now. Don't worry. At the end of the show, you see how it all comes together. And that's usually the fantastic part where we get to dine. It's the top of the hour already. And we still have 45 minutes left to go. So make sure you stay with us. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria.
You want to make each day a memorable one? You can only do so if you savor each hour, enjoy each minute, make each second count. It mostly comes down to the company that you keep, and hey, we're glad that you guys just keep company with us here today on Wake Up Nigeria.
Quite a lot of motivation from Mazino. Yes, the second hour is the next step to setting off your Tuesday activities. Welcome to take a sit, have yourselves a warm cup of beverage or perhaps it's breakfast time already.
It must be breakfast
Cereal
in most
and all,
households.
whatever it is. Stay with us for the rest of the show, will you?
Yes,
Enjoy
so-
your amala.
Ooh, that is not breakfast.
It is.
But if you made a
solid gold.
decision to be here, hey, you have made the right choice. Thank you very much. We'll be letting you guys know exactly what's coming up for the next 45 minutes to come here on the show. But before that, do make sure that you're already following us on our social media handles or at TVC Connect. It is that simple, okay? My name is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Mary Bashwa Alimi. I was like, wondering why we were rapping.
I'm so sorry.
But then, of course, it's the Tuesday edition. It's so great to be here. You remember to stream the show live if you have to move anywhere at tvcentertainment.tv and, of course, on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Alrighty, so now let's let you know what we have coming your way for the rest of the show. The next 45 minutes curated just for you. We are going to begin with Shugant Parekh. She joins us for a conversation. She is a young and dynamic art of living yoga and meditation teacher from India. She's been around the world over the past 14 years teaching yoga, and we can't wait to have that conversation with her.
Yeah, and for a musical performance, we've got Benjamin Moses. He'll be giving us a spirit-filled performance. We can't wait for that one.
Finally joining us on the couch is an award-winning film director who has directed 5 films that have made their way to festivals around several parts of the world and TV stations. Olabode Izzy will be joining us in a bit.
So something interesting. I woke up yesterday, was just, flipping through WhatsApp statuses, and somehow I stumbled upon mics. And the first thing I saw was no full.
How do you manage?
Because it was shocking to me. Because I think I'd had some filters, but it didn't seem like. I think on Saturday morning, I got fuel for the gen, and it was easy.
Yeah.
But by Saturday evening,
it was a different story. Same experience actually. Fuel for the gen, and then I'm like, I'll fuel up when I'm going to work. But then, by the time I got back to work yesterday, I discovered that it'll only take me back home. So I had to use the other car this morning, which, by the way, you took a poll.
I was asking, are you team full tank?
So here's the thing. If my tank goes below half a tank...
Team full tank or what? What's the second option?
Team full tank of even your, your generator, your car.
Okay, always full or not team full tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am team full tank.
Yeah,
Okay.
However, if I have options out, I can let one run out and then jump to the other.
Okay.
So I think it's dependent on maybe at times what I want to spend at the moment. There are times when I'm like, okay, hey, there's 20K here. If I buy fuel now, I don't want it to go there. It's dependent, but there are times, but with the way things are now, you always want to have a full tank.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Well, the most important thing, as Mike just said, is just have full, one way or the other. As it is, I even heard it's going to be 180.
It's going to be 180.
Yes.
This is
for now, pending when things get sorted. Perhaps it might be permanent, but just don't fight the full attendance. That's all I'm going to say. Let's check out the weather.
Some need to be fought. So there's some that they are good this period. We'll talk about that some other time.
Time for the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. And this hour we begin from news coming to us from Kaduna, where gunmen who abducted worshippers at a Catholic church in Kajuru local government area of the state are demanding 100 million naira as ransom. Unfortunately, 3 persons were killed by the terrorists, while dozens of other worshippers and farmers were abducted. Lupa Som tells us more.
Then those that, most especially the men that were trying to repel the attack, some of them were killed. 3 people were shot to death. Then the other woman was being injured from her ear. They cut off one of her ear, and she's still receiving treatment.
Sad tales of how their communities were attacked by terrorists. This experience for them can be likened to a reign of terror. Earlier this month, 32 persons were killed from 4 communities, all in Kajuru local council. Sunday's incident brings the number of those killed to 35 persons in the month of June alone, while dozens of farmers and worshippers languish in the custody of the bandits. Eli Shamari is the traditional leader of Angwan Father community in Kajuru local council. He was among those kidnapped from the Catholic Church on Sunday. He said the bandits are demanding 100 million naira as ransom for the worshippers who were abducted.
But my villagers, they are there. Because of I made the rule that place, that's why they release me, so that make I come talk with my villagers. How they will take bring ransom where they will release them. And demand 100 million.
They demand how much?
100 million.
Security operatives, together with Kaduna government officials, visited the area to assess the situation.
Government and security agencies will continue to collaborate. We will continue to do the best within our reach.
The situation in Kajuru is fast becoming a humanitarian crisis, as at least 5 communities are now deserted. The villagers, who are mostly farmers, no longer have access to their farms. They now live in IDP camps with their children. Members of the affected communities are now calling for the establishment of a military base here in Kajuru to enhance quick military response to distress calls. The visiting security operatives have also promised drastic measures against the attackers, but it remains to be seen how effective these measures will turn out to be. Lupe Asom, TVC News, Kajuru.
Now, less than 2 months after he was re-elected, President Emmanuel Macron has lost control of the French National Assembly following a strong performance by Left Alliance and the far right. Mr. Macron is appealing to voters to deliver a solid majority, but his centrist coalition lost dozens of seats in an election that has left French politics fragmented. Reports say the 2 biggest groups in the assembly are not remotely interested in collaboration. Economy Minister Bruno Le Maire says France is not ungovernable, but it will require a lot of imagination to make progress. And that's it on the news update today on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us, though. There's so much more to come.
And you're welcome. Now, I'm excited about this segment here because we have Sugandh Parekh as she joins us for a conversation. Now, she's a young and dynamic art of living yoga and meditation teacher from India. In the last 14 years, she's traveled across the world teaching yoga, breathing techniques, and also scientifically proven methods to detox the mind. Surang, you are welcome. Good to have you here. Now, I'm very excited that you're here and we're talking yoga today. First off, let me ask you, define yoga. What is it exactly?
Very happy to be here, Mazina.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. So, yoga comes from a word called yuj. Yeah, it means union. So, the knowledge of yoga, it's very ancient. It's found in ancient Indian scriptures almost 5,000 years back. So, it's a very natural way. Yoga is a natural way of living healthily and happily.
Yeah, so you say it's found in ancient scriptures. Does that make it spiritual in any way? Is it a religion?
It's not a religion. Like I said, it's a way of living healthy, happy, and having harmony in your body, in your mind, and in your spirit.
And what does this entail? Does it entail what you eat, or what you dress like, or look like, or move like? Because when I think yoga, I think calm movements.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Many times we think that yoga is about flexibility, it's about bending and, moving, twisting. But I tell you, it's much more than that.
Oh.
Yeah. Yoga, it's actually depicting, yes, you're right, it's depicting like inner peace, happiness, joy, and that is our nature.
Okay. So when I practice yoga, what am I looking? What am I looking for? What am I looking to find? How am I expressing my body?
Right. So it's a very good question. Like what exactly do you do? See, if you observe your mind, your mind is always having so many thoughts.
Yeah.
Right. It's all the time busy thinking, planning, or getting anxious, getting worried. Feeling regret of the past, feeling guilty about something. And that's why we are not able to experience the harmony within. So in the Yoga Sutras, it says, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, which means it's something, yoga is that which helps you experience the harmony.
Can you say that again?
Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. It's
I'm not going to try, I just wanted to hear it again.
Don't even, it doesn't matter. Just the meaning is important, So restraining those thought waves is yoga.
Okay, so you're finding peace by eliminating every other white noise or whatever.
Absolutely, you got it. In fact, if you notice, like small children, they are naturally very joyful, and if they start crying and you give them a chocolate, then they will just forget everything. They'll enjoy the chocolate.
Yeah.
But as adults, we don't do that. We hold on to grudges. We remember situations. We remember events. We think, oh, this person said that to me, that person told me that, and we keep thinking, and we have all these layers inside us, you know. So yoga is about eliminating all these layers and coming back to our natural self.
Yeah.
That is.
So you were telling me the other time that you see that it's practiced in Nigeria in gyms, and that you're actually quite pleased with the fact that it's something that we practice here. So I've always thought that that was yoga, that moment when people are suspended in the moment of bliss, or, you know. But from what you're telling, it's much more than that. It's an entire being. It's a state that you consistently, continuously are in, because you are eliminating all those adversities and all of that in your mind. So it's a mind thing then.
It is also a mind thing. It is also a body thing. It's, you know, the body aspect is just one part of yoga. It is called Hatha Yoga. It is the asanas.
What now?
Hatha Yoga.
Hatha Yoga.
Yeah, it's the asanas, the postures that you see people standing like this or doing some posture.
So when they do that, what are they doing? Or they do that and they're all carved up. And what exactly are they doing?
Yes. So, you know, the physical aspect of yoga takes care of your body. So, you know, your energy, because, you know, when the influx of oxygen comes in, you feel more energized. You are able to remove the toxins because the circulation is improving in your body. So when the toxins are eliminated, you naturally feel lighter, you know, and more at peace with yourself. And you have experienced it, haven't you?
So like they're doing right now on the screen, like we can see the ladies sat on the mats and all. What are they doing exactly? Are they breathing in deeply and exhaling slowly, or are they trying to, you know, I just want to get an explanation to what exactly their bodies are going through at that moment, like what she's doing now. I think that's part of it.
They look happy, don't they?
They do look very, you know, like nothing bothers them. But
how about, Mazino, I teach you something now.
Okay, go ahead.
Will that be okay?
Yes, sure.
Yes? Okay, great. And today is International Day of Yoga.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's celebrated in over 196 countries last year. And this year also there is enthusiastic participation. You know, it's a good day to come together and start the practice of yoga.
Oh, good.
So let's begin. You want to learn something? Great. So, you know, the first thing I want to teach today, it's going to be very helpful for you because you work a lot.
Yeah, I do.
And
I do.
You got difficulty sleeping at night sometimes.
Do you want us to do this on the floor?
We can do it right here.
We can do it right here.
It's called desktop yoga.
Ah, so if you're at work, you can actually practice this. All right, go ahead.
Great. So the first thing we will learn is called Brahmari. So you take your index finger, okay, and you put it right here on this cartilage outside the ear, right? And you spread your arms like this.
Okay.
And then you just breathe in. And as you exhale from the nose, you just, you know, make a sound of a humming bee, like that, okay? And wait.
Okay.
And as you do that, you gently put this cartilage in and out so that you hear a vibrating humming sound.
Okay.
So would you like to try that?
Okay, cool.
Okay, so breathe in. And exhale, make the sound. And relax. Okay, so you know when you do this, it's you know, it instantly relaxes your body.
Okay.
And it soothes your nervous system, and it makes you calm, and you get very good sleep.
Wow, really?
Yeah, you can try that. You know, of course we cannot do it for long here, but you can try that. It's called Brahmari.
Brahmari.
Brahmari. It's like Brahmari is the word, Hindi word for humming bee.
Okay. Yeah. I also see that there's plenty of use of sound when it comes to yoga. Like you're asking me to hum. I know there's an instrument that I don't know how this works, but sound is also an integral part of yoga as well, isn't it?
You know, every sound has a vibration. And you know, when you make a particular sound, it you know, energizes certain parts of your body. It's very scientific.
Wow.
You know, and you know, you can learn all this. I do see, Mazino, that many people in Lagos, they are becoming conscious about having healthier lifestyle these days.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, like Mike here. Where's Mike? Mike, where are you? Mike is so concerned about his health lately. He gyms and does everything. He's like, doesn't play with it anymore. There he is.
He looks fit.
Yes, we are very, very interested in our health these days because it's such a tough place to live in. And with that kind of practice, I mean, they don't need too much space to be able to calm
right.
themselves. You can do these at your homes.
Correct, yeah. And, you know, many times we are sitting in working in our laptop or looking at our mobile phone, and our neck becomes stiff.
Stiff, yeah.
You know, so there is something you can do for your neck. You know, our neck can move in four directions. You know, one is that you take your head down. Why don't you do it? Sit with your spine erect.
Okay.
Okay, and then you take your head all the way right. And just stay there. And then you see there is something is happening on the other side of the neck.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tension.
Like a tension. And it'll become all right in a few seconds. And then you come back, and then you go to the other side.
Oh.
So this is one movement. You just stay there. And as you stay there, you know, all the tension is getting released.
Yeah.
And then you come back.
Sugan, I wish we could, in fact, you're going to stay back and put me through all of these exercises so that I can also show people how to do it.
You know, you could meet me at my center. I teach regular yoga classes at the Happiness Center.
At the Happiness Center.
Yes, yes, it's in VI, and it's a great place. You can, you know, use some time to detox yourself and learn some breathing.
I'm sure we're following you already at the Happiness Center. So if you need all of that information, you can get on right there, and then you can get everything from Sugan. Thank you very much for coming. It's such a relaxing session here with you.
So what's your name?
My name is Rekia.
Rekia. Okay. Any problem?
Do you get what I won't follow you talk?
Okay, I'm listening.
I get one wish. Bana sitting the Yabanike Gani.
Yep.
Yeah, you're seeing two females and then you see a guy on the couch and you're like, what's going on? That's because it's the director of the production you just watched that we're about to have a conversation with. It's called She, I believe.
Yes. I'm with us on the couch today. He's an award-winning film director, and he's directed quite a number of films. Yeah?
Yes.
We'll talk about that.
About 5 of them, and they've made their way to festivals around several parts of the world and TV stations as well. Now, folks, we have right here with us Olabode Easy. How you doing?
I'm doing very good.
Okay.
Let's talk about your journey as a director. You know, I think we should start with that one, yeah?
Oh, okay.
How did that journey begin for you?
So I started up like 5 years ago as an intern in a production company, Africa Magic Production Company.
Okay.
And ever since then, I went to like film schools to like be really good at my craft and really understand what it means to be a director, the technicalities, and what it means to really be a director. So that was how it started 4 years ago. Then after which I went to like Ebony Light Film Creative Academy, Yao York, and Greg Phillips. So those are like the film schools I've been to like learn, and I keep working on different projects, assistant director, and yeah, this is me, yeah.
Now, most times when people go into the industry, the default mode is, you know, the actor, actress. But you seem to be consistent in your wanting to be a director.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just feel like before going to the industry, I feel like you should know what your strengths are. You should know what you really want to do, not like just trying to like do everything and all of that. There are people that do everything and it works for them. But for me, I feel like I feel balanced more in like specifying in what I want to do, specifications and all of those kind of stuff. So I feel like I have huge strength in film directing, and that is it for me. Yeah.
Great one. What would you say if you were to give a crash course in 30 seconds? What is the most important thing a director, somebody who wants to learn how to direct, needs to know?
Okay, I will tell you to have like, you should be able to like bring people together. You should have a good leadership skills. You should be able to like communicate properly to people, because when you're filming, you have like sometimes you have like 40 crew and everybody's like coming to you, director, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? What do you need to do? You need to know how to coordinate everybody very well. You should have a very good leadership
Technically,
skills.
what would you
advise?
30-second. I like this crash course. And now 30-second crash course. Technically, as a director,
what do you need to know?
What do you need to know? Yes.
You have to like have the basics of film directing. You have to be really good with the technicals. You have to be really good with storytelling. There's a difference in saying story with your mouth, then there's a difference in actually using the camera to tell story. So you have to be really good in telling stories with the camera also.
Okay.
So as a film director.
Okay, so your name is Olabode Easy. What's the Easy? Is it Isaac?
No, Israel.
Israel.
Yeah.
Okay, so Olabode is your surname?
Yeah, Olabode is my son.
Olabode, so it's Israel Olabode. Everybody calls you Easy,
yeah,
and so you just stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you don't have any dreams of being in front of the camera. You're cool with your direct.
I think sometime soon I should be like doing like cameos.
Okay.
Probably scenes where I would just. Maybe when they have a director scene in the film, I'll just go there and do my stuff. But I'm not really
you know, I'm just curious. You know, many people say the reason they move from production or being a director and all is because being in front of the screen is more rewarding.
Yeah.
But would you say being a director is rewarding or has been rewarding for you?
For me, it's really, really fulfilling because that's what I really want to do. That's like my purpose, my destiny, and I feel like when I'm on set directing, I feel like I'm on top of the world.
Wow.
Because I enjoy it, I love it. And for some people, it could be like acting. For some people, it could be like being a sound engineer on set and all of those kind of stuff.
Why do I feel like you like bossing people around? That's why.
No, not really. I'm very, very, very like collaborative. When you work with me, I get to hear like from every crew member, what do we need to do? What do you think about this? So I'm not really bossy when I'm filming.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's. You've been in quite a number of projects. You've done documentaries?
I've not really done.
Where do you focus on? Filmmaking, series, or where's your focus?
Majorly films, like making films. But for now, I've done a couple of short films. Looking at going into my feature film this year. I have
what
like
has
2 of
been
them.
a challenging genre? What genres have you been involved in, and what has been the most challenging project you've ever worked on?
Whoa, the most challenging project. I've been involved in couple of dramas.
Okay.
So more of like dramas. But one of the most challenging projects I've ever worked on would be the one we shot to Ebony Life Creative Academy, The Samaritan.
Okay.
It was really, really challenging.
What was challenging about it?
So it was more of like, we had so many crew, and sometimes it can be distracting when somebody is saying this, and saying this like this. When you tell them do this, and some of the crew guys are like arguing and giving you questions and.
Could it be because it was in the academy?
Yeah, something
so everybody's
like that.
Trying to
yeah, be like, something like. But at some point, I knew I handled the situation. At
that's
some point.
The Samaritan on the screen right now. Yes, that's the movie.
That's the
what
Samaritan.
genre is this? Is this just drama?
Yeah,
you
it's
have
drama.
Action in it?
No action.
No action.
You like action?
No. The thing is that I want to see more Nigerian. I would love to see more Nigerian directors try action.
Actually,
that's why I've been, I went to the action part, because I know that we've done drama, we've always been doing drama, and I feel like it has its own unique challenges, but action takes you out of the box, out of a comfort zone. It's in as much as drama has its own challenges. Would you ever do an action flick?
I would love to try action.
What do you think you can bring to that genre?
The action?
Yeah, the action genre. Because if you have tried, it didn't come
I don't think a lot of people have really tried action because the funding part is very, very expensive.
Because of the stunts and all.
The stunt and all. I think one of these producers did action. I was on the set to just see what they Brotherhood. You guys watch out for it also. I think like what they did in that project is really, really good because action is actually very, very demanding, and the funding is really huge to do action. That's why so many of us, for now, we are still like trying to like do something with the resources we have. But at some point, at some point when we get as much resources, definitely we could try action. For me, I would also love to try action sometime soon.
Okay.
You're talking about resources. Are you also looking to doing production as well?
Yeah. I'm a film director, Like my next project now, we are still looking at resources, partnerships, sponsors for a future film also. Like our budget is huge, so we need as much resources.
What's that project about? Tell us about that project.
I don't want to
just a little. Okay, is it action drama?
No.
Oh my!
Actually,
when you say budget, I was thinking that maybe about
the budget is actually quite huge.
Okay.
At least the budget is quite. We're looking for just in case they sponsor us, partners.
Mike is a good stuntman.
Will you give us cuts when you...
Mike, I said you're a good stuntman. I'm sure you didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that.
You will jump from the top of Third Mainland Bridge.
But you know, I like that you are young and you're pushing it and all of that. And I'm wishing you all the best. And you get what you need for the funding. And you try that action. Let's see some people do something out of the box. Let's feel a bit of Easy's works.
Yes.
And we have something for him in the kitchen, but let's feel a bit of him.
Yes.
Thank you.
Stop acting like you don't want this.
What is this now?
Look, check this.
I cannot wait to see you on the other side of people.
Welcome again to the kitchen, and this time we've got Olabode Easy with us to have breakfast. Yes, and of course, breakfast has been prepared by Chef Dida. This is cream of pops. So, dig in. Let's have your feedback.
It's not pop.
This one is not pop. Please try it.
For that pop.
Yes, that's why I said there's a surprise in it. Just, yeah. Did you see that coming?
Surprised, didn't it? Oh, wow.
Exactly.
These two people, they surprise.
Yes.
Is there milk inside?
Yeah. Let me show you. Let me show you what's inside. So this is it.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. That's why I said there's a surprise. So you don't know something is there until you actually taste it. This is where it's put in from the bottom. For those who didn't see us do that, so you put it from the bottom. So nobody sees it destroyed on top. Until it's
Really
ready.
nice.
Yes. So thank you so much, Chef Dida.
Really nice,
thank you so much. I see the guys are helping themselves already. Good stuff.
I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah, right. That's your second one.
Can I take all this?
You say?
Oh, God.
Interact on the show today. Yeah, sure. It's all yours. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, thanks to everyone who has been a part of the show today, to everyone who has contributed, the crew, and of course to you for always watching. Now be sure to join us again tomorrow, bright and early. Wonder Women Wednesday. Wow, I can't wait.
I can't.
We're excited.
What's your problem?
We're very excited for you guys.
They're always excited because they get the day off.
Wonder Women, 2 days in the week.
Shut up. We are going to have Wonder Man. No.
Superman.
No, not Superman. I'm trying to for MM. There's no crushing anything. I'll think about it.